All right. Okay. Are we live?
Well,
We're live, live.
it's still booting on my end, but yeah,
Awesome.
I assume
Uh,
we're live.
oh, I heard you hit the button, so I don't know.
Right. Well,
Yes.
either way, we're recording. So, hello. Welcome to episode whatever this is. What episode are we
I
on?
think it's 16.
I think it's like, oh, dang. I thought
Wow.
we were still on like 14.
Look at
Mm-mm.
us.
Check us out.
Today,
Well, we have a guest.
Who, who we got?
so
Drum
Brent,
roll,
Hi.
please. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I am Misha Ariel.
beautiful. Yeah.
Love it. I'm just meeting you for the first time. What kind of eye condition do you have?
So I have bilateral optic nerve hypoplasia, which basically means that both of my optic nerves they're smaller than most people, so they didn't fully develop like they might have should have in the womb. It is congenital. I was born with this condition. So yeah, I've had it my whole life basically.
Sounds fancy.
No, all these conditions have such
Mm.
fancy names.
I
And you just
know.
had a 30th birthday. I see that. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Can't believe it. I'm 30. I feel so old.
Girl,
only as
don't
old as
I know?
I feel old when I look at like my little cousins and nieces and stuff. I'm like, I changed your diapers. I knew
Oh,
about the world before you knew about it. And
right.
it's just that's what makes me feel so old. Like I was introducing my niece to the Powerpuff Girls the other day, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Yeah, this is way before you came into the world." She's 7,
Right.
so that's what
I
makes
have
me feel
always
old.
I have always been waiting for my moment to be like, you don't know nothing about that youngster. You don't know. A song come on the radio, I'm like, what you know about that? You don't know nothing about that.
I'm getting a lot of those moments, a lot of those moments, especially like with these TikTok trends where they're like making dances of songs that like we used to listen to, like the bartender
Right.
dance. And
yeah.
she was like, "That's on TikTok." I was like, "Girl, that song came out way before you were even thought about." Like,
Right.
Real.
no, it's not just a TikTok song. It's a song. It's a
It's a
real song in the
song.
world. Yeah, it's a song in the world.
Mhm. Am I the only one who feels weird to hear a song that was on TikTok that was viral on the radio? Like she's a runner, she's a track star. Like I heard it on the radio for the first time, like the actual whole song, and I was like, this is weird.
Oh, yes. Oh, one day we were driving down the street and they were doing like a mix on the radio in Atlanta, and every song was a TikTok song. I was like, "What is this? A
Right.
TikTok mix?" Like every
Right.
song, and my niece is in the background just singing all of them because she knows them from TikTok. I'm like, "Is this a
Right.
TikTok mix?"
She only knows the TikTok part.
Right. Exactly.
And then after that, she didn't say nothing else. And it was funny because it seemed like they were only really playing the part that was on TikTok. So they mixed them together, and then you'd hear like a minute of this song, like she's a runner, she's a track star. Then you'd hear a minute of the say so. Then you'd hear a minute of like this song. I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely the TikTok mix.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what's trending. That's what's popular.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, get it how you live.
You know?
I noticed Doja Cat, she came out with a song that had, that beat, the Lean on Your Shoulder challenge with the Silhouette challenge. I was like, did this song come out first and then TikTok used it, or did she see it on TikTok and use the beat?
No, I'm pretty sure it was the other way around because that song existed before Doja's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
well, I know that part, but the beat.
She probably
when the beat drops, yeah, she probably added something to it.
Oh, okay. Well, enough about the TikTok music. Back to you.
So interesting.
I mean, it's become our lives now.
So I've been wanting to ask you, you work, you have a job.
Yeah, I work retail. I do that. Yeah.
She's like,
I don't know.
I guess I work. Yeah, I guess you can call it a job.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's nothing like fancy or nothing. I work retail, like, but I'm trying to, get more comfortable with the whole eye thing. And like over the past couple months, I've started to grow a following with social media because of it, and it's kind of making me look like, like this could be a thing, like
Okay, right. A whole
you know,
thing.
yeah, a whole thing. Like I could possibly make a living off of this one day, or
That's
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
do what I really want to do, which is like inspire people. I've always said I want to help people. Like as a kid, they'd be like, "What do you want to do?" I want to help people. I want to help people feel good. I want to help people,
Mm-hmm.
feel better about themselves. Like whether it's what I say, what I do, how I interact. And I've always been told like I'm great with words, and I have that personality or energy where I can. I just know what to say to help people. And I've always been that friend that like people go to when they have problems or they need advice or want to work through something. So
Oh, I'm happy to know you then.
happy to be known.
And I love how she's like, no, I just do retail. I don't know if I could do retail. So that's
Right,
amazing to me,
exactly. That's why I was like, girl, you got a job.
I was
Oh
Right?
my God.
What was that like to get started though? Do they give you extra time to learn? Are they patient with you? Do they treat you like everybody else? I mean,
It's here and there. So I got my first job at 16 working at a pizza place because I was started asking my mom for money.
hmm,
I hated asking her for money. I hated asking my dad. And I was the kid that even though I was visually impaired, like I like to do stuff. So in high school I did dance team for 2 years. I did step team for 4 years. I was a choir all 4 years inside of school and outside of school. So yes, I was a chorus nerd. I was in DECA in high school. I was, going on those trips and things like that. So for me, my mom was a single mom, and I knew like, I could ask her for things, but I didn't always want to bug her about paying
hmm.
for this for school or paying for that. So my first job, I just went online and I saw that like Domino's by my house was hiring, and I went up there and I was like, "Hi, I'll be 16 in 2 days. Can I get a job?" And they were like, you're not old enough yet." I was like, "Okay, well, I'll come back in 2 days." And then I did that. And I guess because of my personality and everything, he was like, "Okay, I got to give this kid a job." So I did that for like a year, which was fun. But then when I was 17, I had a caseworker in high school through Division of Services for the Blind in North Carolina. And
Mm-hmm.
she would help me as far as like getting things for school, like in the classroom. And then she was like, "You're working, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to find another job." And she was like, "We help with that." So how I got into retail is they worked with a Marshalls that was in our area, and they were able to set things up and get me in for an interview and all that stuff. And I started out working. That was my second job. I worked in the fitting room. So it seems like most people, they know I have visual impairment, but they don't notice it until like if you stop and really watch how I work. Like
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
a supervisor might be like, "Why are you looking so close at that?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm visually impaired. I can't see." And they're like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay."
Yeah.
And so um I my doctor told me this because I actually went and had an evaluation yesterday, and they were like, "You've adapted really well to this condition." I was like, I mean, I didn't know how else I was supposed to
Exactly.
do it because no one in my family has this condition. No one in my family has ever heard of it. No one in my family has eye problems except for my grandmother, but she's 70. That comes with age.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no one in my family has any like major eye problems besides like a normal astigmatism where you might have to put on glasses,
Hmm.
but me. So I kind of just had to learn to adapt in a sighted world the best that I could, because if I didn't, I was gonna get left behind, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, people are always like, wow, you're so well adapted, or you're so, wow, I wouldn't even notice. It's like, how, if I don't adapt, I mean, it's
Right.
the law of
Mm.
evolution. If you don't adapt, you perish, girl. What am I
Exactly.
supposed to do?
Like
Like,
I'm
Like
supposed to sit at
it's
home and
survival. I gotta survive.
exactly like we're supposed to sit at home and just be like, "I can't
Right.
see, so I'm not gonna do
Right.
anything."
Yeah.
Like
No.
people be like, oh, I don't, if it was me, I could never, I wouldn't be able to do it. Yes, you
Mm.
would.
you
Because
Yeah,
you
would.
you
wouldn't have a
would.
You
choice.
exactly. You wouldn't have anything else to do but to do it. So you just got to do what you
Right.
Right.
got to do.
Right.
I don't just put a help me sign on my front door and wait for somebody, you know?
Right.
Wonder how that would work. I'm curious.
But what's
Okay.
really,
Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say what's really interesting is that once I know I can depend on people, I kind of push away from my independence, you know? I'm like, no, I want to do this on my own because I know you're a backup and I like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
But so, Misha, I know for a fact because I downloaded your song. You're a musician.
Yes.
And
I
so is
was
Miss
singing.
Shy.
Yes, I've been singing since I was, I think, 2. My mom said, she said one day I was just randomly playing, and my mom always plays music, like cleaning up and all that stuff like that. And she was like, I just started trying to sing the words to In Vogue. And I was like, oh,
Nice.
okay. So yeah, and I was a chorus nerd. Like my senior year of high school, I went to chorus in the morning, I went to chorus in the afternoon.
Oh yeah.
So
I was skipping class. I was in either the choir or the band room with
yep.
the same
I
teacher.
used to go in the chorus room before school started. There was a guy that played piano. I'd go in there and sing along the music with him. And then when the bell rung, I'd sit down in my seat, go do my normal class. And, so
Yeah, I
music is
used to eat
always,
lunch in the choir room. I was a choir kid and a band kid. I've been singing forever too. I couldn't tell you when I started because I don't remember not singing. Because it's the
I
same
didn't,
thing. You grew up music.
yeah. I wasn't successful in band though. I actually got kicked out of band in elementary school. But the good thing was while the other kids were in band, I was in the music room with the music teachers. I was like, okay, I'll sit in here in the choir room with you while they go play the instruments. That's fine.
That's
That is
fine.
fine.
Why did you get kicked out of band? What did they put you on an instrument you didn't like or something?
I was on the flutes.
Ooh.
And they said that oh, she's not like grasping it like everyone else. And my mom was like, well, it's just because she has long fingers. I have long fingers and I couldn't do the flute. So my mom was like, it's okay. If they don't want you to do the flute, you go sit in the choir room. I was like, okay.
I did like that.
Yeah, that's what they told mom. Like she's not grasping it like everyone else is. And
That's rude.
I don't know if they really realized, hey, it might be because of her vision. She can't
Right.
read the notes as fast as everyone else.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I didn't know. I was just like, I'm trying, but I can't. So
You're doing good for you, right?
yeah,
Right.
like I might be a half a note behind you guys because I'm reading it, but hey, I'm trying. But it worked out. It worked out the way it was supposed to work out. I think, my voice is my instrument. So
Yeah, totally.
Yes,
that.
ma'am. And it's beautiful too.
thank you. I appreciate it.
So, did you have any accommodations when you were in school, like a CCTV? Like, what did they do for you?
I did. I didn't really start getting accommodations until we moved to North Carolina, where my mom finally was able to get connected with people, like having a caseworker that helped me. I had large print textbooks. I had CCTVs. I was given time and a half on exams or tests. And I also had, little magnifiers and stuff that I could take home with me to do my homework or if I needed them in the classroom. So those were the basics of my accommodations, and those followed me throughout high school. In middle school, in high school, I started using, I had a battery powered lock in middle school. That was actually kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah, it had like this little key fob and you put it up to it and it go beep
You
beep.
know what? I think I had one of them too.
Surely did not. I had.
And it would go like, and it would unlock. I had
Mine would
one of
say,
them.
yes, mine would say beep beep, and I was the joke of the class. Like there was this little boy, and I know we have canceled R. Kelly, but that song Ignition Head was out, and so he would walk past my locker and he'd be like, "Can I get a toot toot? Can I get a beep?" And he would do it every time he saw me go to my locker. Every time the boy saw me go to my locker, he'd be like, "Can I get a toot toot? Can I get it?" And my locker would beep beep right when it was supposed to. So that was hilarious, and I still remember that to this day.
That's hilarious.
That shit is genius.
It's so crazy that you brought that up. I forgot. I had a blue one. I forgot all about those locks.
Yes. And every year, no matter what hallway, like if I was on a 6th grade hall, they moved to the 7th grade hall by the time school starts, and then to the 8th grade hall. Somehow it got lost in translation in high school because in high school I had to use just a regular key lock, but that was fun to me, walking around this little thing and just beep beep. It was blue too. Kept it on the keychain and did what I needed to do.
I had the normal, the master lock with the black circle. You turn it 3
Yeah.
times left,
Oh gosh.
right.
I can't see the ticks. Like I'm gonna have to be like this close to see the ticks. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Right.
I can't do it anymore, but my vision
No.
didn't change. All I had was night blindness until I was 17. So I
Mhm.
was a normal functioning student for the most part. So
Mhm.
I didn't need anything until my junior year of high school. So everything else was like I was chilling unless it was dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like, well, my school, they provided like the lockers already had a built-in combination lock on
Mm.
it. All they did was just give you the code.
Right.
But man, we knew how to get in them lockers without the code. We used to take the handle and yank it up twice and your locker would pop open. Done. Everybody knew not to put nothing important in your locker because everybody knew how to get the lockers open.
Yeah, those are different. That's why I like the master locks. The only other
Mhm.
way to get in if you don't know the code is to break it.
Mhm.
The little master key, and only the office staff had those.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I
was
remember people used to try to put stuff in my locker because I was the only one with the BB. Like some of my friends, they'd be like, "I don't
Yeah,
want nobody to go in my." Like, look, I can't hold everything in your locker for you.
right.
Because you're gonna want it, and I'm not gonna be around to give it to you. So
Right.
Right.
don't
Exactly.
use me. Don't
Right.
use me for that.
We used to just throw some stuff in each other's locker. Like if you got your locker open before me and we running late, I'm gonna just throw my stuff in there because I can get it later.
man. I miss having you decorate your little locker all cute or whatever you want
Yeah,
to.
you open it up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Have your mirrors and your pictures and
I
And your
had
little
all
cute
that
little
stuff.
flower stickers. Yeah.
Yes, there was a girl in my class. So at my school was a K through like 12. It was everybody. And you knew once you got to 7th grade because our school still did elementary was K through 6th grade, and then we had junior high, which was 7th and 8th, and then we had high school, which I think it should be like that because 6th graders be way too fast. They get to middle school and they think they're grown. But anyway, that's besides the point. We Once you got to 7th grade, it was like the rite of passage because that's when you were allowed to have lockers. And you're like, oh my God, I get to have my locker. So you go like 2-3 days before school starts, they give you your lock and you get to go take all your decorations and make it all cute. And then at school, you open it up. So this one girl came with her mom and they had bought like I think they use like wrapping paper as like wallpaper in her locker. And they put
Wow.
like, yeah, it was real extra. They put like
Like they did the absolute most.
the furry pink fluffy cloth on the shelves in the locker so it would look like her books
That
would
is so
sit on
cute.
the carpet. And she had like the mirror with the little basket and all the magnets and like the photos of her dog. And I was like, you're doing the most right now.
Yeah.
Is this an apartment or a locker?
But it's cute though. That's cute though.
It was very cute. And that's the whole thing. When you're in 6th grade at my school, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to 7th grade to get my locker. Because before that, you just have a backpack and you carry all your heavy books, and that's all you
And your
got.
book bag be heavy as shit. And you be hunched over. You be trying to run with that big book bag and it be knocking you down.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Definitely.
I can't wait to get my locker so I can decorate it.
Yes.
I will never forget. She went all out. I was like, my mama would laugh at me if I told her I wanted all that stuff.
Don't cover her cute locker.
She was
But
not playing with that.
She was not.
right. But I want to know, okay, so I mentioned before your music, your song. So like you went to the studio, like what is it like being in the studio for you? Like do you have a producer? Like who did that? Like did you do it yourself in your house? Like what's the tea?
No, all the songs that I've recorded, I went and did studios, except for Bay. Bay, I met a friend and we're still cool. I'm just not doing music as much anymore. I actually recorded Bay in a closet.
Yeah.
He's I love his music because he's a musician, not just a beat maker, producer. Because like there are a lot of guys that are beat makers. They just da 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 with a computer and they're like, hey, I made a beat. But he was an actual musician. He's played in church bands and stuff like that. So he can not only create beats with different effects, but he uses instrumentation. So I went to his apartment one day, got off from work, and he sent me the track first, and I kept hearing the bay in the background, and I was like, I think I'm gonna pick up on that. And I just thought about, what I would feel or what I would think about when I would, if I had a boyfriend, if I had a bae, because I think I was single at the time. And went to his house one day, and he, in his, I guess it was supposed to have been like his coat closet or something, he took it and padded it out with, all the soundproof padding and everything, and had a mic in there, and I went in there and I did what I did. And since he's such a musician, he has an ear for all that, and he was able to, tweak it, mix it, and make it sound decent enough so it can be on iTunes and Spotify and stuff. But the other two songs, Treasure and Little Minute, that's out there as well, those were both recorded in an actual studio. Studios can be fun, but they can also be stressful. It depends on who you are working with, because if you're if they're a perfectionist like me, they'll be like, record that again, record that again, record that again.
You be there all night, like, damn.
Yeah. And then you have some guys that are there just to make money. They're like, all right, sound good to me. And I have to be like, oh no, I sounded terrible. Can I do that over? Can I do that over? So it just depends on who you're working with. Because I had a different experience with each of those songs. They were all positive experiences, but it just showed me, like, who, how it can be with, if you're doing it at an in-home recording session versus a professional studio.
So did you have to pay for studio time at the professional studio?
Yeah, I did. They weren't like the big major ones down here. They're small studios, so their fees are a little bit less than, if I was to go to one of the major studios down here. It's called Patchwork. If I was to go there, I'd have to spend, a couple $100 or something. But with the smaller, living in Atlanta, I mean, everybody is either a producer, a singer, a rapper. Everybody is a musician down here. So a lot of small studios or up and coming producers that might have a small space, they don't charge as much.
Yeah.
So what made you say, hey, I want to go to a studio and do a professional song and put it on iTunes? Like, I'm so interested in this.
Yeah, they don't sound like choir songs.
Yeah. So initially I did not want to be an artist. I wanted to take voice lessons so that I could join like a choir or a band and be a background singer. I did not want to be an artist. But one day I was taking my voice lessons, and then I went to work, and a friend of mine was playing some of his beats, and I was like, hey, can I write something to that? I like the way that sounds. And I never recorded his song, because when it was time for me to go in the studio and try to record it, he lost the original file of the beats. I was like, oh, you're killing me. But once I let my voice coach hear what I had written to it, and she was like, you have a great voice. Like, you ever thought about like you being in the front? And I was like, I mean, not really, but I can do it. So that's kind of how I went forth to produce my own songs. All the songs that are out there, I did write them myself. And it just went from there. I've taken a break or stepped back because I still love the production process, but I just don't necessarily know if I want to be an artist, like out there traveling, touring, like, but I love the production process. So if I could get into songwriting full time, like, going in the studio with another artist, writing a song, arranging it, that's the stuff that I like.
Yeah.
That brings me the most joy.
From what I hear out here in these streets, that's the best, like that's the better part of it. Like,
it is.
That's where the money is.
Most people, that's what I mean. Like, background singing, like being in the background, you make more money than the actual artist.
Yeah,
because the artist has to pay everybody.
A studio musician or a studio artist,
Well, because you're working on, you can work with multiple artists all over. If an artist is like, all right, I want this person, this person, this person on my tour. Now you're going on tour with that person. You're getting paid every single night. And then you pick up and you join the next tour, or you go to the next tour, or you whatever. So,
or if you want to just go home and be with your kids for a month or two, and then jump back out there later on, like that. And then it's the same thing with being in the studio. If you are a songwriter, you're getting paid,
For
to
anybody.
write the song. If you record demos, if you're, like you said, a studio artist might be the one that just records the song so they can shop it. Now
Mhm.
that you get paid, you just go there, you sing, they pay you for your time, and then you go home and go to the next gig or whatever. But if you're a songwriter as well as doing that demo, I mean, you get your credits, your royalties. So if the song, maybe say I write a song with someone and somehow it ends up in Ariana Grande's hands and she's like, I like it, I want the song. If she performs the song because I've written on it, I'll get I'll get the credits, I'll get the royalties.
Yep.
If it wins a Grammy, I'd get a Grammy. Like all those things. So
What inspires your music? The songs you write, the lyrics you write, what inspires that?
usually it's feelings that I've experienced or I've seen someone else experience around me.
Mhm.
Okay.
So whether it's about love or just wanting to, feeling stressed out and just want to have a good time and party, if I'm sad, it's something I've experienced myself or I've seen, family members or friends experience around me.
That's deep.
So you answered my other question already. Well, kind of, sort of. I was going to ask if you ever took voice lessons. Do you teach voice lessons? You touched on that briefly for a second there.
Yeah, I took voice lessons for about a year, year and a half. I've never taught them. Never thought about teaching them.
Ooh.
I probably could.
Boom, period.
Yeah, I
giving you
probably
ideas,
could. Yeah, I probably could. Because I still remember the exercises and stuff, but I think I would probably want to do a little bit more training so that I can, be better equipped.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've never thought about teaching voice lessons. That might be something interesting to do.
Fun fact.
It's so much fun. There's like a certain level of enjoyment that comes from watching someone grow that way.
Yeah.
Singing is so personal because it's literally the sound is coming out of you. Like if you're playing an instrument, you can take your anger, your frustration out on that instrument. You can be mad at, oh, it's just this stupid horn or this stupid piano or whatever. But if you're singing and you don't like what's coming out of your face, the only person you can take that out on is yourself.
Yeah.
And if it's like what's coming out of your face, you have only yourself. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else in between you and the instrument because you are the instrument.
Yeah, and singing to me is very vulnerable.
Yeah.
You have to be very comfortable with being vulnerable in that aspect because you are making the sounds. You have to convey the emotion that you want people to feel from what's coming out of your body. So like if you listen to certain artists, like I went and saw Beyonce in concert on my 25th birthday.
I knew you was about to say Beyonce.
Yes. I'm sorry, but she's an example that I usually think of. Her and maybe Jasmine Sullivan because they have so much soul. Fantasia as well.
Okay, I'm there with Fantasia and Jasmine Sullivan. I'm there, but I love Beyonce. I love her music sometimes, not all the time. But like when she sang at Kobe Bryant's funeral, I didn't feel it. Like I was like,
I didn't watch that. So I wouldn't even know. I just know.
like the only emotion that I get from Beyonce is anger, like resentment, irreplaceable. Like when she's singing stuff like that, I feel it. But when she's singing other
happy stuff,
I don't feel it. Well,
you feel like it's just generic cookie cutter type stuff.
Yeah, I feel like she's just singing. Yeah.
Maybe because that's the stuff that she really feels like. Because people can sing a song, like you can sing something that somebody writes, and if you don't really feel it, you like it, you just there just to have a good time. You can hear that, but then who's to say that when she get resentment, she might have really been going through it that time. So you feel it. That's why I said like it's a lot of vulnerability in music and singing because if you want someone to convey an emotion, you might have to go in a dark place to feel it. Because if you don't, like she said, other people won't feel it. Like, okay, it just sounds like she's just going through the motions, not really in love when she's singing that song, or really, heartbroken or this and that.
Fun fact about me, I did take voice lessons as a child. It didn't exactly go the way I thought it would because I thought I could sing when I was a little girl. And my mom was like, all right, fine, I'll take you to voice lessons. And then I quickly learned that I cannot sing. So we did it that. I moved on to the piano.
Ooh, cool.
Fun
Now
fact.
that is something I would love to like learn how to play, is piano or guitar.
Me too.
I was getting good. I was getting to the part where I was getting to learning how to use the pedals.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I was gonna say, side note, fun fact, literally anyone can learn how to sing. Unless you're completely deaf, you can learn how to sing.
I don't know about that. I mean, okay, because
Well,
they're carrying a tune and they're singing.
Let me explain, because
Okay.
I didn't say you can learn how to sing with an A.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. You're
There's
not
a,
going to be Aretha Franklin here.
there's a difference.
I ain't say you can learn how to sing. I ain't say that.
But you can learn how to carry a tune.
Because people are like, oh, I'm tone deaf, or oh, blah blah. It's not possible for me. It is. It just takes more work than you're willing to put in. That's really all it is. It's for some people matching pitch, which is what it's called when you hear something and you can actually sing it and it sounds the same. For some people, that doesn't come naturally. That it doesn't just happen, so that's something that you have to learn how to do. Just because it doesn't happen doesn't mean it's not possible for you. It just is going to take some time. It takes months of repetition and good listening skills and stuff. But for most of us, matching pitch is not an issue. For a lot of people, it comes naturally. For like, I don't know actual statistics, but for like in case of the kids that I've worked with, because I mostly work with kids, it's like 75% of children are like 75 to even 80, I would say, of the kids I've worked with can match pitch. Some of them just have prettier voices than others, and those are the people who might be able to go on to be able to sing, but everyone can sing. Like everyone is capable of singing, unless, like I said, you're completely deaf, which that poses different issues, obviously. But
I'm about to take me some coach lessons from Misha here. You're gonna give me some free lessons because you're my best friend, so we're gonna give you some free lessons.
I can't. But
I say go for it. Go for it.
Or something.
I'm about to take times singing like Miss Ariel here.
I'd love to see this new Destiny's Child come out of this right here. You know what I mean?
We do it. I say we do it.
And as far as Beyonce, it's like she's awesome a year after she makes it, but for the first year you're like, I don't know about that, but then all of a sudden it kicks in and you're like, I get it now. That's how I've been with every Beyonce song, so I never criticize her until later on. I don't know. I hated Halo when it came out, and then like a year later I was like, this song is amazing. What was I missing?
What? But first, as soon as I heard Halo, I was like, this is it. This is it. I love this song. I started falling off with her after Lemonade. I was like, okay, what are we doing?
Well, yeah, but Lemonade had a whole different vibe. It was a complete.
No, I liked Lemonade. It was everything after that. The Mufasa jams, I ain't with it.
I don't think I really listened to it. I only really, after Lemonade, all her stuff that I heard was like whatever hit radio. I stopped like seeking out her albums after that. But my thing with Beyonce is she is one of the best performers, I think, of like our time. Like
yes, that I agree with.
Performs her butt off.
She surely can. That's one thing she's amazing at.
So good. It's ridiculous.
Singing and dancing at the same time is much harder than people think it is,
Yes, it requires a lot of endurance and stamina and
It's so, if you even try to sing, I dare you, listener, anyone, whoever, try to sing while doing a little two-step. That's all. Sing Happy Birthday while doing a little two-step. You're going to sound shaky. You're going to sound off pitch every couple words. It is hard for trained singers to sing and dance at the same time.
Or walking and singing. That's a true test of it too.
Literally any physical movement, because now you have to control your breathing with the energy that you need to move, and also you need to sing. It's too much. It's a lot. That's why.
What was it? Making the Band with P. Diddy, and he made them run and sing at the same time.
I love P. Diddy. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's a whole nother story. But we ain't gonna get into that today.
I didn't even see that. But
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, oh dang, like I was like, it
Wait,
couldn't
did
be
he
that
get
hard.
is he canceled now? I mean, I
Oh, he's
remember P. Diddy from a
canceled
long
with a
time ago.
T.
Oh no.
I don't keep up with P. Diddy to know what he's doing. So,
Yeah, me
Canceled.
neither. Canceled it is. Bye, P. Diddy.
well, okay.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
But I think with my voice lessons, I think the major thing for me wasn't that I wasn't willing, because I wanted to be a singer so bad. Like to this day, I'm like, why didn't the Lord give me the gift of song? Like,
Mm.
why? I want to be able to sing and serenade the shit out of somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever see like somebody who could sing and like the
Mhm.
attention in the room is just on them. Like everybody's just like quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I always wanted the gift of song. So I was like, Mom, I want to be a singer. I thought I could just learn how to sing with an A. I thought I could just learn. But it wasn't that I wasn't willing to learn. It was that I was shy, embarrassed that my voice didn't sound the way I
Yeah.
wanted it to sound.
Right.
You know?
That is
So
the
like they're like, hit this note. And I'm like, like, and they're like,
that
And
is
no, you got to sing
embarrassing
from the
me.
diaphragm. You got to let it out.
Right.
Yes.
And then you got to start with your echo and reverb so you sound amazing, and then you dial it back so you're not using it anymore, you know?
that is the biggest issue that I have. And literally the first like 5 lessons, if I don't have an outgoing kid, is
Mhm.
just getting them used to hearing their own voice and using their whole voice.
Right.
They're so scared that they don't sound good. They don't sound the way they want to sound because of what we said earlier, how personal singing is and how it's literally you. So it's very, very vulnerable. I've kicked parents out of lessons before because they want to sit in the lesson and watch. And I'm like, your kid is not going to do anything if you stay in.
Right.
You have to go. I'm sorry.
Right.
Not going to work. It's going to be a useless
Right.
lesson. You're going to waste my time, your time,
Your time, your money.
your everything, because the kid doesn't want to perform in front of you. They're halfway willing to perform in front of me because it's my job to help them. I have
I
to,
was that kid.
I have to
Me too.
find some way. The first like 2-3 lessons is literally just me finding a way to connect with the child, because if they don't feel safe, they're not going to sing for me, and if they sing for me, we're not going to get anything done.
Right.
That's like more than half the battle is making them feel completely comfortable. Now, if they're already an outgoing kid that you know is the kind of kid that's like putting on shows in their living room, then that's fine. But a lot of them aren't. They're not like that. They want to sing and they know they have a nice voice and they enjoy it, but they're nervous. So it's
So
worth
that makes me think about another story. When I was in middle school, I was in choir. I was a choir kid for just briefly, just for a little bit. And I was an alto, still alto, obviously, but to figure out where each child, like if you're a soprano, if you're an alto, if you're a bass, a tenor, whatever, we all stood around the piano, the whole class. It's like 20 something of us, and he was like, sing. He was like, try. He's like, I know this is the first day of class, but try to hit this note. Like, come out of your mouth what you think this note is, right? Just so he can tell us where we need to be. And we had to sing the note in front of the whole class. And of course, I have to go after this one girl. She could sing, so she hit the note, and I was like, bitch. Now I have to go after this. Like, of course it was terrible. It was horrible. It was so embarrassing. I was so embarrassed, and then my note was horrible. It was a mess.
You psyched yourself out. Singing is so mental. If you don't think you can do it, you're not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen.
Exactly. You have to kind of like get out of your own head and just.
So if you're sitting there like, I'm gonna sound like this is so bad, I can't hit that. That's so high. Blah blah blah. As soon as you open your mouth, you're gonna sound like shit.
I swear he started from the other side of the piano. I was all the way on the other side. I was literally like one of the last people to go. And the whole time I was like, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. And it was bad.
So many things start off at bad, but then get better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some things bad and get worse. I don't know. I don't know.
I suppose it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure does. Hear it on the
But I
radio
think
every
it's,
day,
I
right?
think, yeah, I think singing is great though. Like I really, like I wish I had the gift of song. Like I would just be singing for no reason. Like those people who just walk around singing because they sound good. That
Oh,
would be
I hate
me.
those people. I'm sorry, I hate those people. Like, cause I sing a lot too, and my friends used to call me like human jukebox and stuff like that in college because
Mhm.
they might be telling a story and they're like, "Girl, like he pissed
And
me
you got
off."
a
So I
song
went up there
for
and I
it.
keyed his car, and I'm like, "I bust the windows down his
Windows got your
car,"
car.
like I'm that
Yes.
girl, and they be like, "Nene, shut up, this is not the time," and I'm like, "Well, I got time today." Like
Right.
I'm gonna sing the soundtrack to your life. So like after
Right.
when I stopped doing that, I started realizing like, okay, that could be annoying, but I mean,
Mhm.
because there are some people out there that just sing for no reason. Like,
Mhm.
ma'am, sir, is this the
See,
moment?
well, I don't know about that because see, I do that. I sing soundtracks to people's lives. I do that now, and I can't sing. But I just mean like people who just bust out singing because they know they can sing and like they just always singing. Like
Mhm.
I don't like, I don't like people who are quote unquote good, whatever, to the general public, whatever,
Mhm.
and they act like an asshole because they're quote unquote good.
Mhm.
They act like you can't
Mhm.
touch them and they can do whatever they want and they're better than you.
Just because they have a beautiful voice.
Yeah,
And
humble yourself, please.
if we're real, half the time they got a couple of things that they're good at, and that's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
That's it.
You ain't good at nothing else.
I'm talking to you, Robin Thicke.
You know what, y'all? Don't get me started on Robin Thicke. I hate Robin Thicke. I can't stand them. I went to a Lil Wayne concert and Robin Thicke opened. I would not get up until Lil Wayne came out. I was so mad that he was opening the concert. I was like, there was only one song he came out with that I actually liked, and that was the "When I Love You, Girl." When I love what's the name of that song? "Love You." When I Love You.
Yeah, I
That
want to
famous
love
song.
you, girl. I think that's the name of
Yeah.
it.
After that, I was like, yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah.
Well, I think certain musicians have their pockets, and like I guess Robin Thicke has his pocket where he can do a little falsetto and then he sings in his regular voice. Like that's what I've learned too with this industry. Like everyone has their pocket. Because I remember there was a stage where like I was working with my dad and he was like, "You need to do party songs. We do party songs." I was like, "That ain't even in my
But
lane.
that ain't
Like
me. Right.
that
Right.
ain't me. That ain't my pocket." Like if you
Mhm.
look at like Janae Aiko, she doesn't really do party songs. Her stuff is more like laid back and chill. Whereas, there's certain artists that might only do like the pop upbeat songs and but they don't ever hit high notes. They're just, cruising along the beat, riding the beat. So that's the thing about music too, because someone may think that like Ariana Grande is the best thing ever, which because they're comparing her to like Mariah Carey. But then someone may feel like Janae Aiko is the best singer in the world, but they're two different pockets, two different lanes. Like you don't hear Janae hit a whole bunch of high notes where Ariana Grande is over here trying to touch God with her voice. So it's just, but to the masses, they're both considered like really good musicians, really great singers.
Yeah.
So it's all about finding your pocket and staying in your lane. You might not be the singer that hits high notes all the time, but on that lower register, you got so much soul and feeling. Everybody like, girl, she is singing.
Yeah.
It ain't hitting out one high note.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And that's another thing with kids too. Everybody want to sing high. Everybody, it's for some reason singing high equals good singer in a kid's mind.
And that's not the case.
Girls, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like a lot of my altos, like on the first day of choir, like Brittany said, if I tell them they're altos, they're like disappointed. I'm like, why? I don't understand what it doesn't make.
I mean, I get why they would think that, because a lot of times, like for me, I sung in church too growing up. So, if you go to the church and like, everybody's kind of like, okay, when the alto sing, like, yeah, girl, okay, all right. And it's like when they hear those sopranos hit those high notes, it's
You
like,
what? Yes.
So everybody wants that moment. Everybody wants that moment where it's like, like all the attention is all on them because they've hit those high major notes. And I think that's why a lot of people want to be sopranos. But you got to understand, it's okay to be an alto. As a woman, it's okay to be a tenor. Like, it's okay.
Come on, Tony.
Yes, it's okay. You gotta
that was
find your
Anita.
pocket. Gladys Knight doesn't sing that many high notes either. She's more like alto and lower registers too, but it's just you gotta find your pocket. If you can find your pocket and master that pocket, you can be a great singer just like some of these other musicians.
And people know what to expect, so you can get hired easier when they know what your pocket is.
I also feel like with the singing high thing, it's like when you hear on the radio, you see all these artists and stuff, but most of them are sopranos. They sing high.
You think
nowadays, yeah.
I don't think so. Like nowadays, no.
No,
Back in the day, yeah. Back in the day, yeah. But now, now they're just riding the beat. Like,
yeah, they really riding the beat for real. Like, they're not even trying.
Just cruising the beat. Like, I listen to some of these songs.
Billie Eilish, right?
Yes, I listen to some of these songs, and I'm like, I could sing better than that.
I've been feeling that way for years. Sometimes some of these songs on the radio, I'm like, you sound like the little 12-year-old I had in my lesson yesterday. You know what I mean? Because it's not about that. I mean, like people say it all the time. Half the time, they're not even listening to the words or nothing.
Nope.
They're just listening to the beat. They don't even care what you're saying. You know?
I mean,
what were you listening to, Shy? In Florida, I'm addicted to blue cheese. Something Zaza. What that little boy name? I actually kind of like the beat to the song. I ain't gonna hold you. I downloaded the song, but
see, and you didn't even care what he was talking about, but you like that beat.
But Shy's the one who brought it to my attention. She was like, "He's addicted to blue cheese," and I said, "Huh?" I said, "That's not what he said." She said, "Yes, it is." I was like, I listened to it again. I was like, "Wow." So now every time I can never listen to that song the same because of Shy. I can't.
Lyrics. That's why I have a hard time with music. Some music these days, especially some hip hop and quote unquote rap these days. I love lyrics. I love wordplay. I love creative rhyming. I love all that stuff, and they all sound like if Dr. Seuss was a thug. That's what they sound. I can't.
That's how TikTok is getting me. I'll hear a song on TikTok and then the trend, and you hear that 15 seconds or 1 minute, and you're like, "Oh, that's a nice little bop. Let me go download it." And you hear the whole song,
and then you download it. You're like,
"What the hell is this?"
That's how I felt about "She's a Runner, She's a Track Star." Like that's the best part of the song. Like I heard the rest of the song and I was like, I feel like that part is the only part that cranked. I don't know if it's because TikTok did something to my mind where now I think that's the only good part of the song.
It's like implanted in your head.
Yes.
Like that Doja Cat song you were talking about. Like when I actually hear her on it, I was like, ew, I don't like this song. But that the intro, the intro and that whole part that people were doing the silhouette challenge for, I love the beat. I love it. I love how it sounds. Okay. But once you actually hear her get on the track, I'm like, ew, no. No, Doja. So, this one ain't it.
So there's the Say So. I don't like that song either. Like I don't like it when Doja is in. I like some of her pop songs, but I don't like it when she's in her pop bag. Like I don't like it. Like she did that song with her and Nicki. What was the name of that song?
I don't even know.
I know Nicki was on the remix to Say So.
That was still that. Oh dang, they still okay. Well, didn't like it. And I was trying to understand how it was competing so hard with Megan and was it Megan and
Beyonce?
Megan and Beyonce.
With Savage.
Yeah, I was like, how is this song even? How? Like, I thought that song was terrible.
I know
but now her song Candy, that song was fire. Let's see.
Now that's the only song I really like for her is Juicy. Everything else is kind of like, I can do
exactly. Like I don't know, she's a hit or miss for me. Like when she's in her R&B hat, I'm with it. I'm with all of it. But that pop stuff from her, I don't like it.
So
moving on. Actually, it is 4:05. We done for the whole time talking about music. I love it though.
I love it too. And before we get too far, hi Nikki. If there's a chance Nicki Minaj is watching this, I want her to say hi.
Nicki new album, fire. You know what I'm saying? We got some remixes in there. Couple new songs. So let me tell you something. My boyfriend has played out her new hit song off that album, Seeing Green. And I have never heard the whole song, but I don't want to hear it. Well, actually, I have heard the whole song. My boyfriend loves that song. He played it so much, I don't even like the song no more. I don't want to hear it.
That's funny.
I put the album on and I skip that song every time. Never gave it a chance. He played it that much.
Aw.
Dang, ruined it for you.
Blame Willie for that. Blame him.
Well, if Brittany's not
Ruined
going to
it.
listen to it, then I'm never going to listen to it either.
Don't be like that. Don't be like. Don't be like me. Give it some
Don't
chance.
be like me. Is there?
I've
Like
heard
as soon
bits
as
and
I hear the
pieces.
opening beat, I'm like, nope.
I want to know. Is there an artist or a singer that you hope one day to work with?
Me? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
why not?
Go ahead, say Beyonce. Go ahead.
No, she's not on my list.
Ooh.
I would love to work with her.
Oh yeah.
That would
Oh,
be
she's
like
amazing.
she's more in my pocket. Like I would love if she wanted me to write a song with her, if she wanted me to sing background on a song with her, if she wanted me to collab any form of collaboration, I would love it. Like I am a huge fan of her, and I'm so mad at myself because before the pandemic, she came to Atlanta like 3 times before the pandemic, and I missed all of those concerts. Like I should have got a chance. I should have went. Like, but
really
once
good.
the world opens back up, if she touches
Come on.
down in Atlanta, I'm there. I got it.
Right.
Like, I'm a fan
that.
of her music.
Did
My
you hear
niece-
her and Tony Braxton song?
What?
I did. It was okay
Fire.
to me. I need to listen to it some more because I think one day I heard it was out there and I just like kind of listened to it. And
To be
kept it
real with
moving.
you, Tony's part is my favorite part. Because I am a Tony fan. I love Tamar too, but I am Tony all day. So, you know.
Yeah, that would be the one artist that her and some people don't really care for Mary J. Blige, but I grew up listening to her, so it would
Me
be more
too,
like
yeah.
a nostalgia thing for me and my mother. Like my mom used to play her, Mary J. Blige, Anita Baker. Like if I could ever sing with one of those women, that would just be like a moment for me and my mother because I grew up listening to those 2 women singing.
So me and my best friend just had a conversation about Mary because I was like, if she ain't hurt in her song, for some reason, I don't care if I'm happy or not happy. I love me a song and they've been hurt. Okay. I don't like Happy Mary. I don't want to hear you happy.
You know, with
hurt.
Just fine.
Like that song was cute. It was cute. But no, I need you going down.
Right.
I can love you better. That's what I need.
My favorite songs from Mary are Smoke. If you haven't heard it, Smoke is really good. It has this haunting piano riff in it, and her voice is just gorgeous. Like, if you haven't heard Smoke, listen to Smoke by Mary J. Blige. And then I also really like What Love Is. I think it's cute.
Okay, your child, because you said it's your child. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah. My favorite songs by her, I love Deep Inside, where she sampled Elton John's Benny and the Jets. Like that's one of my favorite songs. And then there's a song by her. It's on, I think it's on the Share My World album, and it's called Our Love. It was a song that like me and my mom would sing together. Like so that song.
Also, your mom can sing.
I don't think I've heard.
Yeah,
that.
she can hold a tune. That's kind of where I used to get it from. Like growing up, we used to do a lot of road trips back and forth from Atlanta to Charlotte before we moved to Charlotte because my mom is from there. So at least 4 times a year we're driving up to Charlotte. So that's a 3.5 4 hour drive, and she's blasting Mary J, Escape, Anita Baker, all that stuff. So I just remember those moments of us riding in the car together, and she's just up there popping her fingers, snapping along. She used to have long. Okay. I mean, mine need to be done right now, but these long red nails, my mom used to have long red nails, just snapping her fingers and going for it. And we had another one of those moments. Earlier this year, we went back to Charlotte together since things are a little less stressful. And it was the same vibe. My mom I put that Mary J on. She was like, "Oh, you just know." I was like, "Yeah, Mom, I remember."
Girl, you knew. I knew. We know.
Yeah, we know. So, that song, Our Love, she's talking about like how great the love between her and someone is. It can be as tall as the trees. It stretches as wide as the sea. So
see, that's the Mary I like. See,
those are 2 of my favorite songs. And I mean, I love Deep Inside because I feel like I can relate to that. Like, you wonder, do people really want to be around you for you? Do people really care about you for you? Whether it's friends, whether it's relationship wise, like anybody can relate to that. It's not just because she got money. It's just, in general, do people really like you for you, or do they like you for what you can give them?
Yeah.
That is a struggle I went through as a child, most definitely.
Of course. I like you for you, Brittany.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're one of my favorites.
You don't know how much that means to me.
No, I don't, but that's exciting to know. So where can we find your stuff? Tell us all the links, because we're in the last 5 minutes.
To the music,
yeah.
the link to the music.
The music,
all of the links.
The music is on all major platforms. So Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, YouTube as well. Some of those other smaller platforms that I'm not familiar with, but all the major ones, you can find my songs on there. Instagram, and TikTok, which is where you see more of me being active. I'm Misha_Ariel on both of those platforms, as well as Twitter. I'm not Twitter savvy as much as I should be, but it is what it is. Facebook is the same too, Misha Ariel. So it's Misha Ariel on all platforms, but on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, it's Misha_Ariel.
Okay. Find you on TikTok and follow the links.
Yes.
Definitely.
I love it.
Oh,
Hey,
I have one question real quick.
Yeah.
Do you get paid? Like, if I stream your music, do you get paid for that?
It's small amounts, but in order to really see some income with it, you have to get like millions and billions of streams.
Millions, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get a couple pennies, but hey, each his own. As long as people are enjoying my vibe, and hopefully, it can grow from there.
Yeah. But you do make money when somebody buys your album or songs on Apple, or you make more than on like a Spotify.
It's just, small
listen,
amounts.
you might end up like Summer Walker, right? Like, get on YouTube and do a cover overnight. Boom. You in there. You never know.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
And I was on Twitter the other day, and this video pops up about Shy eating little Japanese candies.
Yeah.
Just out of the blue.
I was on the Snack Network, listeners. Dave Moore, we had him on a couple episodes ago. His YouTube channel, the Snack Network. Blah, blah. Did I just have a stroke happening?
Words.
Yeah, here on YouTube, if you're watching the stream, it's just a search away. But we did a series trying Japanese snacks. I think that was like the third or fourth video he just put out. There's like 10 in total. He's gonna put one out like once a week or something like that. So those are fun. We literally just bought like a box of Japanese snacks on Amazon. Like, we both bought the same box and we just filmed ourselves trying them.
Okay. I was wondering how you actually got the same treat as him to try,
Yeah.
It was like a sample box of random Japanese snacks, and I found it on Amazon, and I know that his YouTube channel is like snacks. That's what they do. So I sent him the link, and I'm like, hey, you want to try these? And he's like, sure, let's do it together. So we both bought the box, and that's how we did it.
It was awesome. And your microphone was
You
perfection.
guys should try cicadas, chocolate covered cicadas.
Oh, it's a no for me.
What is a cicada?
Bug.
What? You don't know what cicadas are?
It's a grasshopper.
Nope.
You don't know what cicadas are? Wait. They only come every 17 years. And they're huge, and
they everywhere, every day, all the time.
See, but this time I feel like they're not like, because the last time they came I was like 13.
Yeah.
And I remember, and there were a lot more of them then than there are now. I don't know if it's because I can't see.
You talking about cicadas, the singing bug, or are you talking about love bugs?
Cicadas, the ones that only come every 17 years.
They eat all the crops and they make all the noise.
Noise.
Not eating a bug.
They're here, right? They're here right now.
They're here. I have always been able to go to a park here in Florida and find cicadas, like, for my whole life.
Those must not been cicadas.
Not been cicadas for me anyway in South Florida.
Okay.
Those must not have been cicadas, because they only come every 17 years, and they're humongous. And like when they land on you, they like smack. And
yeah,
then
they
like
do.
And then one
Nope.
landed on my sock one time, and they don't move unless they want to. So I'm like flailing, kicking my legs in the air, trying to get it off of me. And I try to get the sock off without touching it, and it just like right when I get the sock halfway off, it decides it don't want to be on my foot anymore, and it flies off.
You know what it
So it put me through all that for nothing.
You know what it is? Maybe it's the same bug, but they only come down because there are, when I tell you, I could go to any park near the water or near any water and I will hear cicadas. I hear cicadas in my backyard sometimes, but maybe they only come out of the trees every 17 years. Maybe that's what it is because they're always here.
There is a brand that comes out of the ground every 17 years, but then there's variations of it that, like you're saying, they're more like crickets or grasshoppers that are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the big mamma jambas, they lay in the dirt for
big
17
ones,
years.
the big boys.
Yeah.
Spooky.
I'm not eating it, even though I like chocolate. Nope.
I'm not eating it.
I'll put some ranch on that thing, you know.
No. You can have that one, Brittany.
Some hot sauce. Put some hot sauce on there.
Nope, you can have it.
I saw on the news that like yesterday that people are eating them, and I was like, what? I was like, I mean, that's a good way to get them down in numbers so they can stop. Like one girl put a TikTok up. She had a package on the porch. They were all over the package, and she was like, nope. She left the package right on the foot. I was like, could you imagine trying to walk to your car? Could you imagine being the person delivering that box through all of those cicadas? Because they were everywhere, all over the box.
Nope, it's a no.
Nope.
Negative.
Can't do it. I'd have moved.
What would you eat? Would you eat crawfish?
I don't know.
Ew.
Cicadas are just flying crawfish, right?
I tried the crawfish. When I went to New Orleans a couple weeks ago, I tried some crawfish. It wasn't bad, but
I have seen that.
Yeah, sucking the juice out of the head.
Dang. Yeah, she out there with my boo at. You out there with boo at. What you was doing out there?
Right.
My boyfriend is from there. He's from New Orleans. So
you did say that. You did say that.
Yeah, so we went because his grandmother's birthday is a couple days after mine, and so for that weekend, that his family had did like a big party for her and stuff. So I just was like, yeah, I'll go. See something new. I gotta go back, but I gotta be heavily like medicated because those allergies being there is a whole different ballgame.
That's real,
girl,
right?
Don't I know? And just like your allergies, mine they only act up like when I'm in a different state.
Right.
As soon as I get back home to my state, they're fine.
I was like, I don't know what is going on, but I was miserable. Like, oh, I got to go.
Well. It's been real, y'all, but I just looked at the time. It's 4:20 almost. I have a nail appointment, so I gotta go.
Look at her.
It was good
She's
talking to you guys.
She's bye.
Keep in touch, girl. Keep in touch.
Definitely will.
We gotta do like a meetup. I was talking to Jay about doing a meetup.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
The next convention, right?
Well,
Jay's trying to get meetups in Philadelphia, right?
Me and Willie are looking for a place to travel to for our anniversary. And so I hit up Jay and I was like, hey, we'll come to Philadelphia and come hang out with you and your wife,
There you go.
So
when are you looking to do that?
July, like around after our anniversary is the 6th.
Okay. I know Ezric is going to see Jay on the 21st. Or
Cool.
Blind and NY.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to start his. He's going to have his surgery out there.
I might have to crash this event.
I know, right?
But it's been real, y'all. Thank you, Misha. I know it was last minute. I was all over the place, but thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
This was one
Catch
of my
you guys
favorites.
later.